Greetings. How do you do?
Okay, we are back in Balmora. Recall. An amazing spell. Helps so much when you just need to get to one location. Very helpful instead of like using the other intervention things, whatever they're called, and they'll like teleport you to some temple in some town, but this is more helpful because I can go straight to Balmora, and this is probably the best town just for convenience kind of things. I don't know, training. It's got everything. It's a great place. So we're getting back into it, and we just went to the Dwemer thing and went to go skate, and we got some new spells like telekinesis, which is gonna help for stealing things. But of course, the best thing for stealing things would be chameleon. If I can, I will possibly enchant an item. It'll cost a lot, so we'll have to make some money.
I suppose it is my duty to help those less fortunate.
And I want to make some money by going to Tribunal with the expansion, because the armor person who also sells like just pretty much an armor, you can sell like weapons, armor, whatever you want along those lines, and that would really help for 10,000 gold each time we sell to her. And there's actually an ordinator in there that if we can kill him, you get like all his armor and weapons and stuff. Each one of those things, if you persuade her to be like really loving you, like 100 likeness to you, whatever you call that. But yeah, 100 likeness to you. That's what we're gonna call it. Then each piece of like armor you sell or weapon is worth 10,000 gold, which means, you know, if you add it up, like shoulder pads, bracer, all that other stuff, it's gonna be a good like 70k. Plus, if we get some Daedric weapons on a adventure out into the great wilderness of Morrowind, which is probably my most favorite thing to do in this game, just adventure around, see what we can find. And mostly what we want to find is the Daedric Shrine. Dwemer Ruins are like also fun to go into, but you know, they just don't have the loot.
I suppose it is my duty to help
always
those
have
less
the
fortunate
like
than
best
myself.
enchanted things, and of course they always have like Dremora lords, crazy Daedric beasts who can have Daedric weapons. I believe we have to get our levels up first, but maybe we can see if we can find a Daedric shrine that has high level enough Daedric creatures that would hold weapons like Golden Saints. They have like glass swords worth a lot, and shields, and of course the Dremoras with all their Daedric weapons, ebony weapons, crazy good weapons. Yeah, if we can get that stuff, sell it in Tribunal, we'll be super rich, and that's when we will become very OP with enchanting. So good, we can pretty much enchant a amulet to make us totally invisible using chameleon, and it will just improve our thieving so much. We can steal anything, because pretty much it's, you are invisible yet you can still steal. Invisibility, you know, it sucks. You try to steal something, all of a sudden, right when you steal something, your invisibility goes off, everyone can see you stealing it. But not with Chameleon. Chameleon, you stay cloaked, you're just kind of blending in with the background instead of being, I don't know, like air or something, like invisibility. But yeah, Chameleon, you know, blend in with the background, you can steal things, you can do whatever you want while still being invisible, but it's also very hard to cast if you make it a spell, because you have to make it 100%. 100% would be totally invisible, but 100 points on self would probably take somewhere around 80 illusion, and that would just take forever, a lot of money, even though enchanting takes so much money. But I think it's even better because the magic cost of a spell like that would be crazy. I'd have to get intelligence up so much. It'd be kind of like a nightmare. But if we just make an amulet that has 100% for like 5 seconds, that's all we need. And you can steal anything with that 5 seconds. Like, go into a store, you're just like, you know, I need something, or even with the main quest, you know, there's always things that you need to steal, but it's difficult because there's somebody right there, always watching. But with 100% Chameleon, nothing can stop you, and even if I don't even know how someone would see you, but we still have telekinesis, just in case. But definitely 100 Chameleon. You ain't gonna be seen. Anyways, we're making some potions, just getting ready. Definitely fortify agility, very helpful. And that'll make us, like, less hittable. But what I want to do to become, like, ultimate,
can we hurry this along?
Touch me, would be, again, enchant something that doesn't just fortify my agility, but actually put sanctuary on it. You know, at least like 50 points for, I don't know, like 10 seconds for a boss, and we can keep casting it if we need to, but that would make me very hard to hit, and bosses would have a very difficult time actually hitting me. But that would be only for, I can't really think of any bosses that are really in Morrowind, but I can definitely think of some creatures that are pretty tough. Like Daedroths.
Yes.
Are pretty tough, except for, because we're Argonians, they're poison.
An honor, to be
spell,
sure.
which is usually what is really, really strong. Would not really even phase us because we have 100% immunity to poison. So they really cannot do too much to us because we pretty much, well, actually, unless they have maybe weakness to poison, but rather than that, we will, no matter what, like 100% odds, resist their poison, which is a really great thing. So we needed some money, for sure, so we're just selling some potions. Get some more money. Money's like the greatest thing in this game, I think. Except for maybe special weapons, special armor. Those things you definitely cannot buy with money. But you can buy the skills needed to get those things. Without the money, then you'd have to go grind it up in the wastelands, which would kind of suck. It would take a very long time, unless you have some kind of training way, or I don't know. But we're going into the Guild of Fighters for no reason. We actually just want to go over here to see if we can get our medium armor skill up. But I believe you have to get the quest first. But we're going to try anyways. But what I want to do is the first quest of the Fighters Guild, you have to go kill some rats and make sure this lady's pillows aren't like harmed. And she is the ultimate hoarder of Morrowind. She has so many pillows, it's crazy. It's like that show, Hoarders Buried Alive, where they have the most useless junk. See, here she is, and she just hoards pillows. Of course, her house doesn't look as bad as like Hoarders, where they just have piles of trash, and there actually are rats all over. Maybe not as big as Morrowind rats, but it's pretty crazy. Yeah, I thought I could just go up in there. But unless I just want to unlock it, I have to go get the quest. And I thought, you know, it's pretty much easier. Just go get the quest, then talk to the lady, and she'll like unlock it for you. So I gotta sign me up with Itis Fire Eye in her bone mold armor, looking very, very pro in that bone mold. Everyone, I think bone mold's probably the most bought armor in Morrowind. Everyone has it. If you go to like any town, there's gotta be someone who has at least one piece of bone mold, and you can't really say that, I don't think, with any other armor. But yeah, we have to talk to this lady so that she can let me have the storage key. There's a stupid rat, and even with no agility I can still hit it. But look at all that damage from a freaking rat. And those are all her pillows. I'm just gonna shut that door because we've been through it where we freaking sleep in these beds and then they report us to the guards. And that'd be pretty weird. Like, you know, she says, you know, there's a cave rat in there. Can you go, like, kill it? She sees you kill it. Then you go in there, and then you come out, like, 3 hours later. So I want to get my medium armor skill up. But it's pretty difficult. Because on very hard, even rats do a ton of damage. And my Balmora's healing thing, just 50% chance, and it still does like nothing. So what I want to do is I want to get some restoration skill. Not just totally for this, because even with crazy restoration skill and a good restoration spell, it's pretty hard because you always have to, you know, move your hands in some certain way to cast a restoration spell, and that takes a long time. And when you're getting killed by rats, it totally is not viable to be, you know, using your precious like seconds to cast your spell. But enchanted items so much better. Enchanting is just the greatest thing, I think. Probably the most OP ability in this game is enchanting. But yeah, with enchanting, it's, you know, I'll probably get an amulet and just enchant it with heal 10 points, and that'll be the best thing ever, because I can just keep, you know, clicking, and it'll heal me instantly. So restoration I'll probably use later for some other kind of spell, like what I really like using them for is restoring your attributes. That's one thing that restoration is really good for, just spell-wise, because usually, well, maybe, but usually in a fight, you're not, like, trying to restore your attributes. Unless you're using, like, a potion, but I don't think I'd use a spell. It would take too long to restore all my attributes while I'm in the heat of the battle. Definitely after, you don't want to have to use all your exclusive potions when you don't have to. So now I got some restoration skill. I'm gonna go back there. We're gonna try to not kill the rats. I actually like to keep them alive. It's good, like, training ground.
Traveler.
But I definitely want to try using a shield, which will help me gain more armor, which will help me in the ways that they won't hit me as hard, but as you can see, it takes so much magicka. And they still hit me like crazy. I feel like no matter what I do, these rats are very strong. And I'm still failing somehow. And these rats are still way too strong. So strong that I'm gonna have to use a potion. If I can find my exclusive restore health or quality. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep spamming my Balmora. I think that's how you pronouncing it all. Just crazy, all of the names and shit that Morrowind had to come up with. I'm getting freaking wrecked again. So this is definitely not the way to do it on very hard. Just get yourself a freaking amulet, or you're gonna die. Or, oh god. See, that was very close. If I hadn't, like, turned around a second, like, later, I would have died. And I don't know why this lady's here. Like, what are you doing? You just
quickly,
come
Outlander,
up
or go
on
away.
random people's, I don't even know what that is, a stairway, side stairs, and just hang out up there. I don't even know what she was doing up there. But then again, everyone is so calm compared to you. I mean, you're always, like, running around. You're, like, jumping on people's houses.
I can tell.
You're always, you're jumping indoors. Compared to other people, you're pretty crazy. So what I want to do is, I kind of don't want to get levels right now, because everything around me is going to get, like, stronger, and I could easily die that way, but I'm going to have to do it anyways sometime later on. But definitely in the beginning stages, when you don't really have too much to work with, even though I'm doing pretty good so far, you don't really want to gain too many levels. But definitely later we do need to gain, like, a ton of levels so that we can fight stronger Daedric opponents, which will give you Daedric weapons and shit. And that's what we need, so that we can sell, become, like, the richest people in the land of Vardenfell. Vardenfell. That's how it kind of seems like you should pronounce it, but I think it's just Vardenfell. Kind of like pronouncing it like a vampire or something, but vampires in this game are definitely pretty strong, and they can actually, like, infect you, kind of like a zombie, but you'll become a vampire. Only done that once, which is kind of fun, except for
Kill that Gor.
Those boots
always
are
trying to
long.
find some kind of shelter when you're trying to rest. It is always kind of a pain, so I usually don't become a vampire. I mean, I remember when I first became a vampire and I was, it sucked. It was like I'd be resting, I'd just like, you know, kind of like instinct, and I'd just start resting, and I'd wake up dead because when you rest during like the sunlight and you're outside, it actually still kills you. It's not like you rest, then you like wake up and then you start burning. They actually made it perfect. Now, my spell takes so much magicka, but it actually does a very good job of actually healing me. But the magicka needed is just way too much. So I can only get my medium armor skill up a little bit before I'm gonna have to go. And I'm gonna have to get an enchanted item because I can't keep going on without getting my medium armor skill up or getting my endurance up, because I definitely don't want to be one-shottable, even though it's very hard not to be when you're playing on very hard. But I think with enough armor and probably an enchanted item using shield, I can get, and maybe fortify health too, along with endurance and gaining a bunch of levels. With all that, I will not be one-shottable, no matter how strong the enemy. I almost died there. I almost like turned around and just tried to flip out the door, but I'm gonna have to do that because this is getting way too risky. Way too risky. I mean, it's like one thing to go in there with your amulet, just restore, and you know, there's no way those rats can possibly kill you with an amulet, and then you just kind of go outside, you wait, you don't have to use all your potions. It's great. Enchanting. Greatest thing in Morrowind, for sure. But until then, it's way too risky. And it's not worth. So I do want to make that enchanted item. So I'm gonna have to buy one of these because I don't feel like going and get it myself. Even though enchanting like soul gems, so overpriced. I don't know why Morrowind made them so overpriced. I'm sure if I just made a bunch of them and went to Tribunal and sold them to the enchanting guy there, I could make a lot of money, because they are very overpriced. But I won't do that. But I don't know why they're so overpriced. Like, anyone in Morrowind can go out, cast Soul Trap, it's not even like a high level like skill, and kill whatever they casted on it, and seriously be so rich. Like a skeletal warrior, very easy to kill, and you freaking use a lesser, or I think it's like a, I don't know, I think it's even worse than a lesser, it's like a puny or something, and you get like 1,200 gold just for soul trapping a skeleton, super weak, and killing it. And then Umbra, the Umbra sword. Like, it has, like, an on-strike frickin', soul trap, and I feel like for that reason, it's got this crazy value. I mean, it's an okay sword. I mean, it's got like 1 to 50, which is pretty good, but, you know, there's better. Because that, like, frickin' soul trap, they overprice it so much. And again, soul trap not that high level of skill, it's pretty easy to cast. But anyways, we got this amulet that will heal me. It'll make this so much easier. I totally just missed a potion there. But, definitely need to get my medium armor skill up. And then, I need to go to Tribunal, get Royal Guard medium armor. And even though I could do, like, the whole Tribunal quest thing and get the medium armor legitly through that, I'll probably end up just killing a guard and getting it that way. And like, you can kill a guard, like, you're actually killing someone, and you know, you just don't loot them, and then they won't, like, confiscate your stolen goods till, like, later. But you can kill a guard. You're killing someone, and they make you pay like 36 gold. I feel like that's just a little bit cheap. I mean, I feel like if someone, like, if we had the law, like, in any country that if you committed a crime, you'd have to, like, pay gold or money, in this case, they wouldn't have it be like, oh, you killed someone, you have to pay 40 bucks. Even though if you killed someone and you, like, looted their whatever you wanted from them, you could probably make more money. So now I'm, like, using Sanctuary, but that just increases my dodge chance. So it's not really that useful in this situation, except for I don't want to get comboed too much, so I sort of use it here. So if I get comboed too much, then I'll actually die from these rats, which would really suck, but every time I wait out here, I save anyways, so that helps. So if I actually do die, I'm not set back too much. Yeah, back to what I was saying. Yeah, if you killed someone, you think it'd be a little bit higher of a punishment than, oh, you have to pay 40 bucks. Because I feel like if you know, your government all of a sudden said, alright, we're not gonna have jail anymore. Instead, if you kill someone, or, you know, they just have a whole list of things, you have to pay this much money, and they said if you kill someone, you have to pay $40. Everybody would be out killing everyone. It would be terrible. It would be pandemonium, but definitely, I think it should be a higher price. But you know what's the crazy thing? If you steal something in this game, and say it's worth like $5,000, then you have to pay, you know, $5,000, and that makes total sense. So, if you kill someone, then steal their things, you know, you're gonna pay 40. But if you steal from them and then kill them, you're gonna pay like 10,000. It's totally crazy out in Morrowind. So I'm gonna loot these crates. Get some free exclusive potions. Exclusive potions, always good. You can always, like, make your own potions, but exclusives are always fast acting, while your potions are usually more over time. A little scroll. I'll take it.
What do you want?
And for some reason there's like this glitch where whenever I scroll over something, it is actually not displaying what the item is and what it does. Which is probably not the best way to play Morrowind, because knowing all the freaking crazy detail they went into, like there's so many different names, different like things that they do. You definitely don't want this to keep playing while this glitch is on, but I do it anyways because obviously I am not really in a place of danger, or at least I thought I wasn't, until all these assassins came along. And man, does it, like, Tribunal, you know, it's great to have, you know, all these vendors with all their money, and they just love to give it away for, you know, stuff that you have tons of. But the assassins always freaking out of nowhere, too. Like, I know, when you sleep, you know, they'll interrupt you and stuff. But usually, like, sometimes, you know, you're not even paying attention.
I suppose it
you'll
is my
sleep,
duty to help those
and
less
you won't even
fortunate
see the
than
assassin.
myself.
But later, you'll friggin' enter the same place. And there he'll be in, like, a corner throwing an ebony dart at you. So it's just pretty weird. But I think in Oblivion, NPCs could actually like follow you, which was
You have
cool
something to
feature.
say to me?
I think that worked on guards too, or if you committed a crime, you couldn't actually just go hide in a building. They'll actually go through the door and arrest you. I think that's also true if you just like stole something and you were caught.
Yes.
Then you'd get reported, and then the guard would actually come through the door and arrest you, which I think is very legitimate, a cool feature. Okay, so I went and sold some more potions for money, which is always good. And we're back in the Mages Guild, and
What
now what
assistance
I
do
want
you
to do
need?
is we need some magic potions for covering magic when, you know, we're in battles. We can't rest. There's like 1,000 cliff racers around. Just can never rest when those things are just flying around, just behind trees, and you can't find them. But I don't think I really even want to find them because they're just annoying. Because after you kill one, then like 3 more randomly spawn. But we definitely need magic potions if we are going to go on to beating this game. Which, after we get like 70k
Can you ask
gold,
your question quickly?
get 70k, get the guard armor from Tribunal, get a amulet that has chameleon 100%, and anything else we need? Don't think so. We'll actually get the quest from Caius to go get that stupid puzzle box that we have to go back for. And then we'll actually get started with this whole storyline all the craziness that is going to happen when we have to become the Neverine and pretty much just get a bunch of information for Caius. Serve the Blades, protect the Emperor, all that. That's more in Oblivion. But we need to stop Dagoth Error is pretty much the biggest thing. And maybe even kill the Sleepers, who are tormenting everyone in Morrowind, apparently. It kind of happens to you when you start doing this main quest, and Dagoth Error starts haunting your dreams with voices and stuff. It gets pretty scary. But yeah, so we need to just buy a bunch of these frost salts, which have the restore magicka, very useful. We have the money, might as well use it. And then we will use calm berries, which are actually really cheap. All these frost salts are costing like 250 a pop. But every time we buy, we get 1 gold off. What a discount.
So what's this regarding?
It's regarding the ability to make potions off your frost salts that you never seem to run out of. Every time I buy them, you get a new shipment within like a second. You must have a very loyal restocking line. I don't know, but we definitely need to make these. Definitely going to be essential. And then we're going to be probably going out to find that Daedric Shrine. That is also probably the most important thing that I can think of. Is going to that Daedric Shrine, and you also get tons of enchanted things that are very, very useful. And of course, Daedric weapons. And then we can sell them. Make tons of money and be boss. And I definitely like all the different architecture that Morrowind includes. Just a lot of detail that other games don't seem to do. Like, every different culture has all their different actual things that they do in Morrowind. It is just so much detail. It's crazy.
Oh, greetings. How do you do?
And one thing that I really do like about Morrowind is that you can like talk to these random like NPCs, and they all have, or at least most of them have, different things to say. Even though when
Go
when you
ahead.
do talk to them, it's like you're just reading text. Unless, of course, you like start bumping into them and they'll actually like say something. But yeah, you actually get to know a little bit about them. Like, you can actually talk about what they do, what they are. Like, they'll say like, "Oh, I'm a
You betrayed the
mage.
clan.
I
Watch
study
your
the
back."
magics, all the schools of magic, and all sorts of other stuff." Or if they're a mercenary, say, "Oh, I get contracts and kill people for money, so you should definitely be on good behavior," or something. They all have something very interesting to say, and even though they're not
I
actually
suppose it is my duty to help those less fortunate.
saying anything, you have to read it. It's still a lot better than them just being like robots, and they don't really say anything except for main quest characters. And another thing
Can
about
we
Morrowind,
hurry this along?
are, like, for some reason, they were all very hooked on slaves. That's how the people on a plantation get very rich in this game, and then they get all the good armor and weapons. And even, like, the freaking watchguard gets Daedric weapon. So, of course we can't have that. We can't have thugs with all that good stuff. So we do have to steal it. Kind of like Robin Hood. Except we won't be giving any of the money to the poor. But we will steal their stuff. And we'll probably kill a few of them. If we want. For all their good valuable things that they made slaves, like, do their work for.
What do you want?
And that was like some student. See, so yeah, just ask my trade, and you get to see if they're worth talking to or whatever. And another great thing about Morrowind is, like, I know Oblivion had all those, like, fast travel stuff, and, you know, that was cool and all, but I think a good game is, like, you actually have to use, like, certain transportation, which, like, adds a whole new dynamic to the game, versus just, like, going to your map and clicking. You know, some people could definitely like that. Just, you know, it's a lot simpler. Probably appeals to people instead of having to actually go in depth with the game and have to learn, like, how to travel by fortifying speed or using recall. I think that makes, you know, Schools of Magic more needed versus in Oblivion. I think anyone could complete the game very easily. They could pretty much just swing a sword. When you actually have to use the mechanics that they've given you. Like magic, potions, all the attributes help you out in different situations. Personality, if you want to get information out of someone, or if you want to start a quest that, you know, they just don't like you enough, or if you're just curious about all the people in Morrowind who won't talk to you. I don't know, it's just, it's a lot more dynamic. I think Morrowind probably the most dynamic, fun game I've definitely ever played. The only other game that I've probably played for as long as Morrowind would be League of Legends, which is very, very fun. If you have not played it, definitely should go play it. It's got, you know, a lot of dynamics too. A lot of things like Morrowind, kind of, in the way that one thing counters another. You need one thing for the other. Yeah, right now I'm just gonna get some soul gems from all these skeletons so that we can actually start enchanting. I'm gonna go on an enchanting binge, kind of, and pretty much try to get my enchanting up a lot so that we can pretty much make our own enchants so we don't have to keep buying them. That'll be like a while away though, because making crazy enchants like these where you have to pay like 40 $1,000 will probably be when we have 100 enchanting. The way I think I'm gonna get enchanting is I'm gonna, of course, like get a bunch of gems and use them to recharge an enchanted item a bunch of times. But if you actually just use your enchanted item, it somehow gives you enchanting experience, and that's very, very helpful. And I think whoever created that for Morrowind, because you could seriously be doing whatever you want, you know, and you'll just be using your enchanted items, and all of a sudden you'll get enchanting skill. And that's totally awesome, because otherwise you just have to freaking soul trap about 500 skeletons, keep on failing or succeeding at recharging your enchanted item and get enchanting that way. But I feel like this, the way that they made it, definitely better. But that's all the time we have for today, and I'm gonna save. I'm gonna pick this up, and we're gonna go for crazy stuff.